We're going to go straight to the coalition and get the reaction from Angus Taylor, the Shadow Defence Minister, who joins me live in the studio. And it is a big day. I spoke to Andrew about the nature of this. It's not unexpected. It's been months, if not years, coming since Labor changed its platform. And your former opposite number, Jim Chalmers, said it's a matter of when, not if. So we knew it was coming, but still a significant step by the government in confirming today, Mr Taylor, that when they get to the UN next month, they will recognise a Palestinian state.
Well, Kieran, I think we all want to see this chapter of tragedy that began on October 7, 2023 come to an end. We want to see peace and we want to see the end of what has been a truly tragic chapter. But the preconditions for that have not been met. And I don't think the government has made the case that they've been met. That there hasn't been a release of hostages by Hamas. There is no assurance of demilitarisation of Hamas and Hamas having no role in a future government. There's no clear commitment to peaceful coexistence and agreed borders. I mean, and these are the preconditions. These include the things that I've just laid out are the sorts of preconditions that we know are absolutely necessary if we're going to have a lasting and sustained peace in the Middle East. And I have to say, I just listened to that press conference from the Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister, and I came away no clearer that those preconditions have been met than I had felt before. The risk here, Kieran, is that this is rewarding terrorists. This is a reward to Hamas for what they started on October 7. That sets a dreadful precedent. The preconditions clearly haven't been met. And the government hasn't made the case.
You said it's the risk. Do you think it is?
Well, if you start going down this path, I think Hamas will be very pleased with their work, and that's exactly the opposite of what we want to see.
But the Prime Minister pointed out that this is not that Hamas doesn't support a two-state solution. Sure. They want a one-state solution.
Of course.
So by committing and supporting two states, that Australia is essentially making redundant that terrorist group, which is what the government's aim has been from the outset.
Well, we've all wanted a two-state solution for a long while. That's been a bipartisan position. That's not the issue here. The issue here is whether the preconditions necessary for a lasting peace are in place. And I don't think the government has made the case that those preconditions have been met or are going to be met. I mean, there's no satisfaction that hostages will be released. We've got no clarity that Hamas will be excluded from this future government or fully demilitarised. We haven't got a clear commitment to peaceful coexistence and recognition of Israel, agreed borders. These were the preconditions that we've all talked about for a long while. They haven't been met. And that final question from the Foreign Minister, or that was answered by the Foreign Minister, about whether these are conditions that will be determinative of whether or not the government recognises Palestine. Well, I have to say, all we got from her was hand-waving. There is no clarity from the government on these preconditions, and frankly, that's because they haven't been met.
The Prime Minister said that this is a practical measure to add to momentum towards recognising a Palestinian state and clearly put pressure on Israel along the way. Why is this not, and why should it not be seen as a practical measure to help maintain that momentum?
Well, it's not that. It's recognition of Palestine. I mean, that's what they're committing to here. It's not a step on the way. This is the actual recognition. And the final answer from the Foreign Minister made that clear. This is not conditional. This is not conditional. They want things to happen along the way, but they're committing here and now. Now, there's very clear preconditions. There are very clear...
Building international support. And they've done it in conjunction with the UK, the Canadian government.
Well, we all want to see international support for the release of the hostages. We all want to see international support for the demilitarisation of Hamas. We all want to see support for the recognition and peaceful coexistence of Palestine and Israel and recognition of Israel as part of that. We all want to see commitment towards agreed borders. The trouble is, Kieran, we're not there yet. And the risk is that this is then premature, that it doesn't bring the tragedy that we've seen to an end, that it's ongoing and we don't see the lasting peace, which we all want. I mean, this is about achieving a lasting peace. I think it's completely unconvincing from the government that the preconditions necessary for a lasting peace have been met here.
When we look at the broader crisis, obviously the PM made reference there to the Netanyahu government rapidly expanding illegal settlements and settler violence in the Palestinian territory. So clearly that's part of the mix here as well, that the government, they look at the occupation of Gaza City as well in recent days. They look at the various other behaviour of elements of the Netanyahu government and say there needs to be pressure put on our friend. That's their view.
Well, you've got to remember what the origins of this conflict are. The most recent origins, of course, were October 7, 2023, a tragic and brutal attack by Hamas on Israelis and Israel. And the ongoing fallout from that is still there. We haven't seen the remaining hostages released. We certainly haven't seen Hamas fully demilitarised, and we haven't seen Hamas recognise Israel, and I don't think there's any sign that they're going to. I mean, as I say, there's pretty clear preconditions here that people have talked about for a long while. If the government's walking away from those preconditions, what it appears to be doing, then they should be clear about that.
Angus Taylor, we appreciate your time. We'll talk to you soon.
Good on you, Kieran.